Howdy y'all, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Tim.
Konnichiwa y'all, I'm Matt, and welcome to that 10 at 10 for October 19th of 2023. It's officially fall, y'all.
Y'all, fall is here and we're so excited. Today we're going to be talking about 10 of the 20 trees. They're going to listen today at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get ready, get excited. But first, we want to tell you to come out to our open house November 4th, 8 to 4 p.m.
It's going to be an awesome time, lots of surprises. There's going to be some amazing plants here in some boxes, even bigger sizes, and some people have seen things listed at before here. I think you're going to really be shocked. Definitely come out and visit us. There's going to be some amazing plants going on, a lot of fun people to visit with as well. So be ready. We're going to be here from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and I think you're going to be blown away by what we have to offer.
If you haven't heard the news, we purchased Buckholtz and Buckholtz Nursery. That means we've got a lot of amazing product from Buckholtz and Buckholtz Nursery here at Mr. Maple. You're going to want to be here at that open house. There'll be things available that you'll get really excited about.
All right, Maple Mafia, let's get right into this 10 at 10. We got some great plants for you. First up, we got the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Y'all, Cedrus labania hedgehog is one of the coolest plants. It stays really tight and dense like a hedgehog, gives you some blue-green color, and it really just, it's such a slow-growing dwarf conifer for that small garden.
We like trees named after animals. Red panda, we named a conifer wombat one time. Hedgehog, really cool plant. Now this one was named by our good friend, Larry Stanley. So he found this one, excellent compact dwarf. This is gonna work zone 6 through 8 and just give you a nice compact form. I do love those blue-green shades it has, and I think it's perfectly named.
Yeah, I mean, this is a plant that can add that blue color you can't get out of many Japanese maples, but in an evergreen format. We've got one of these at Hillstone Arboretum. Actually, we've got about 3 or 4 of them in a mass planting at Hillstone Arboretum. And this is just one of my favorite conifers, y'all. This is a cool tree you need to add to your garden.
Oh, beautiful, small, compact plant. Looks great in the container or in the ground. Smaller overall stature, typically 2 feet tall, 3 feet wide, even in 10 to 15 years. Super compact habit. Only a few inches of growth on this one a year. It is one that looks like you want to touch it, but when you do, you get that hedgehog owl. It's got a little sting to it. It's got a little bite to this hedgehog. Really cool plant. Put this out with some other dwarf Japanese maples. It's going to look amazing.
All right.
You want to do it?
So next up,
You'll
guys.
save it?
No, we'll go ahead and start with it.
Mystic Maawa.
Y'all, we're bringing you some really nice size. These are a square pot. They're 2-quart. But as you can see here, these Mystic Maawas are giants for this size.
Oh, they're great size 1 gallon still.
Mystic Maawa, this is one of the plants that leaves out in the spring with some really nice orange in the spring. And my goodness, I mean, have you seen a Mystic Maawa this size before? This is amazing sizes on these. This is one of the better forms of an orange Maawa.
Have you seen a Mystic Maawa you didn't love? That's the real question. This one in the spring is so dope. That orange shade is impeccable. I recommend a little morning sun, late day shade, and putting this one in the ground. That's given me my best colors on this one before. I have one in the full sun here in Western North Carolina, and that spring color is intense, y'all. It really gets some great shades of orange. Goes so well with Mystic, with Mayday and Japanese Princess. Mystic is kind of the quintessential third member there. Before some of the other ones get out there, you're gonna love having Mystic Maawa.
Y'all, this is a tree that sells out really quickly. Make sure to check out fast today so you can get one of these. Just because you add it to your cart doesn't mean that we have one held for you until you complete that checkout process. So check out very fast. This is one of the many items today they're going to sell out fast. Mystic Maawa, it's one of the slowest growing forms of that Minoyatsubusa family. It's going to be right around that 3 foot in 10 years. A little bit slower growing than Minoyatsubusa itself. But you get that orange spring color on top of that. I mean, this is a tree I just love.
We got some all-stars out here today, y'all. Some all-stars. All right, for Mystic Maawa, let's drop down here. We got some more hot blondes, y'all.
Y'all, Hot Blonde is our introduction from here at Mr. Maple. It's an olive random hybrid, part of our Heat Seeker series. This is a really awesome plant. Grows fast, has a good yellow color, and I mean, you gotta love the color yellow.
You're probably wondering how the heck these guys bring this back again. We've sold out of it completely here at our farm. We did purchase Buckholtz Nursery, so we got some more in. An amazing tree. One of our introductions that Talon likes the most. I think he was really enamored with this one. He thought the name was funny. He thought the tree was excellent. The yellow color is replaced in the fall by a neon red to almost like pink color. You get some colors that will rival Osakazuki for fall color. Outstanding Japanese maple.
And in our cold frames, I've seen the fall color hold on for almost a month before, which is outstanding. It's longer than any of the others. And it's because the leaves are extremely heat tolerant. and they don't dry out as fast as some of the other leaves. That gives you a better fall color longer into the season. I mean, being part of our Heat Seeker series, this is a plant that can do well in high heat settings. We've seen this tree going in full sun in Charleston, South Carolina. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. If you have a tree that's down there in such a hot gardening zone that can handle full sun and still gives you good yellow color and doesn't burn, that's a pretty special plant.
Awesome one, y'all. We're excited to be bringing this one back today. All right, let's hop back down there. All right, y'all, from something new to something old, let's take it back to the 1800s. We got a very classic Japanese maple here for you next.
Y'all, we've gotten a Sagawa. This is a classic Japanese maple. Thanks to Elizabeth Mundy, she really put us onto this selection. It's one of those trees like Shiranami that you don't find often in the nursery trade today. It's really unique because it has almost like an Amoriyama-like structure, where it stays low and it spreads down with this semi-pendulous habit. It doesn't get very tall, but it can really spread out and make a really nice tree, turning some really nice shades of oranges and reds in the fall. This is a really cool Japanese maple. Get this one today because it's pretty rare. We don't offer it in large numbers, so it does sell out quickly, but pretty awesome plant. Yeah, that semi-pendulous habit's really unique. Gives this one a very unique overall habit, much smaller than something like a Moriyama. Think of this one as a tight, compact shape. Looks almost like a lace leaf sometimes on the ground with that large Matsumuri style leaf, but it's going to be that more full leaf to it, so it's not quite a lace leaf level. Really unique. And it's one that's been around for so long, it's cool to kind of bring it back out, get it back in the trade more. We love to do that. We often ask people what their favorite tree is. Now that's how we got onto Shiranami, was Elizabeth Mundy put us onto Shiranami. This was another one she put us onto that it just had to get back out there, guys. It's too classic of a Japanese maple to let it be lost to time. Some of you older tree collectors, definitely grab this one today. Nana Sagawa is an amazing selection that just kind of keeps bringing it. That fall color is nice too. This is a pretty awesome plant. You don't see it often in the nursery trade. Jump on it today because it may be, a year or so until we offer it again here at MrMaple. So awesome plant. All right, let's switch back down here. Now there's some 2Gs making it on this table as well. Let's talk a little bit more about some of these 1 gallons. Guys, we've got some rainbow. One of Talon Buckle's introductions, one of those more iconic trees. This is a red and pink variegated Japanese maple. It is spectacular. It is amazing. It's one of those trees that really brings it with some awesome, awesome color. All right, Seinfeld fans, they're real and they're spectacular. One thing you'll always get with these, they're strongly variegated. Here at MrMaple, we always make sure you get a very strongly variegated plant. Outstanding tree. I know when I first saw this one, when I first went to Buckholz in like '09, my eyes were bugging out of my head. And so it's cool now that we own that farm, but you're going to continue to get all those Talon Buckholz introductions here at MrMaple. If anything, we're up in production on the entire 4 collection. This one is fun too, getting a little past its summer color. As this one gets into fall, you get some dark red on bright red, where that pink is replaced by a bolder form. Really fun plant. And like I said, distinctly variegated. That's one of the things we always focus on. Now, while our trees are distinctly variegated, this is a tree that you have to watch. So after each flush of growth, if you see any branches that come out that are solidly deep red without any pink variegation, prune that off. We do recommend that. This is a tree, while it's extremely beautiful and it's one of the most amazingly pink variegated plants that we offer, it is one that is a more unstable variegated plant. It's a tree, though, you need to have in your garden. Put this next to your hot blonde, woo, you'll be over the rainbow. All right, let's switch it back up, man. Let's hop down there on your side. You might have saw our short on this one. Or not our short, we did a highlight on the first 2 graphs of Acer palmatum Fairyhair there at Buckholz Garden. If you hadn't, go ahead and watch it. Everybody's been asking me, guys, when are you going to have Fairyhair on MrMaple? I haven't seen you offer it. Hey, we're decided to do it. It's a Talon Buckholz introduction. It's actually his very first introduction. Bringing it back here to MrMaple, Acer palmatum Fairyhair. Y'all, this is a plant that Matt and I love because it's so unique and it is very different. For us here in Western North Carolina, it has been a little more finicky. But this is a plant that's extremely awesome. It's very unique and very different. For Talon in Oregon, he says this tree is extremely hardy. It can go through really hard frost and go through cold spells and does really well for him there. I'd say make sure not to keep it active. You don't want to be over fertilizing this one, letting it shut down completely. It's going to be going soon from this green color to a very bold, bright red, which is really showy on that thin foliage as well. This is such a unique plant. It really does look like hairs. I mean, it is really thin, elongated. We're getting back into his blooper territory. It looks like hairs on a fairy. It does. It so does. And this is such a cool plant. I mean, it is very unique and different. If you look through Acer palmatum scolopendrifolium, about 5% of the time you find a very similar trait to Fairyhair. And this plant, it is so unique and different because there's nothing else that has as thin a foliage as Fairyhair.
Hey, and we're bringing some big boys here today. Check out these 2 gallons. You rarely see Fairyhair in a 2-gallon size. These are excellent sizes. Put this in your fairy garden. You're going to love it. An amazing plant and really a fun one overall to be growing. Now, we do list this one zone 6 through 9. All right, back down here, bro. What you got next? Another something old, something new?
Guys, next up, we've got Sweet Lucille, aka Skeleton's Reach.
Skeleton's Reach. Kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean, like they're reaching out at you. I guess. Cool plant, y'all. Whether you go with Sweet Lucille or you go with Skeleton's Reach, this is a dope plant. This tree can be one of the most white Japanese maples you'll ever see, especially in that early spring. Skeleton's Reach is kind of cool because it does look like a hand. They're kind of like reaching out toward you ominously. I think it's a really fun one. Got to get it out there for Halloween, right? The Skeleton's Reach. Really fun plant though, and I think if you're giving this one some early morning sun, late day shade, one of the palest Japanese maples of them all.
And this one has that reticulated style of variegation where the leaf is one color and the veins of the leaf are another color. We call that a reticulated style of variegation. And it is so unique and different. Often people call that like a ghost-like maple. But this one has more of that eerie kind of vibe to it.
It's a ghost and a skeleton.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a unique leaf shape to it as well. This is an awesome plant. I love the name Sweet Lucille myself simply because that was the name of B.B. King's guitar. Old Sweet Lucille. I mean, amazing plant. This is a tree you need to add in your garden.
I saw B.B. King live twice. Outstanding concert.
I remember you took me once to the Biltmore house.
Yep. What we got going on down here?
Guys, next, we've got some 2 gallons of Aaawa Heime.
Oh man, this is an amazing dwarf coral bark, y'all. So this one is a dwarf compact form, tight internoding. The foliage actually gets a more ruffled look to it. So we're bringing these back in some great sizes. These are again in our 2-gallon sizes. Outstanding compact plant for the winter. This one's gonna work zone 6 through 9, being a coral bark selection. But being a broom on a coral bark found by Del Laux, pretty cool plant to be growing.
Yeah, Del Laux introduced some amazing selections from Benny Hoshi, Emerald Lace, Lillian's Jewel, came through that nursery. And Aaawa Heime, this is such an excellent little dwarf coral bark Japanese maple.
I assume broom, we really don't know. It could have been from seed. That's something I never actually found out completely from Del. The ruffled foliage does lead me to think it has some broom-like tendencies. An amazing plant. Green in the spring, neon yellow fall color. Where it really lights up is in those winter months. Everything's kind of drab. This thing is a dwarf compact spark of red going on there in the landscape. Awesome one if you're going to put it in the container or in the ground. Remember that putting it in the container typically takes them down one zone for cold hardiness. An amazing plant to be growing.
Every time we offer a dwarf coral bark, people ask us about flagellum. And I can't keep that thing alive. And so this is an excellent little dwarf coral bark that you can use in place of the flagellum out in your garden.
Much more durable. Gives you the same aesthetic. One, it's not a beast to say. I don't even, we're not even saying flagell. I don't even know what you say for that. I can't remember. But it's like FJ, I don't
know. Yeah.
Not going to grow anyway. That's what we'll call it. But check you out Aaawa Heime. It's actually a real winner.
All right.
We got more 2s. We got more 2s. So many 2s for you to choose.
Guys, next up, we got some 2 gallons of Acer Bergerianum Minoyatsubusa.
Guys, look at the size of these. Y'all love the tridents. You love the dwarf tridents. Well, we're bringing it 2-gallon dwarf tridents. Minoyatsubusas, an amazing plant. Tim and I went to Mino Park, made some momiji tempura there. Go check out our video on the momiji tempura. It needs some views, y'all. It's looking a little sad. It needs your companionship. Go give it some love. Mino Park, though, that's where this one hails from. What it's famous for is Mino there in Japan. And Minoyatsubusa, one of my favorite compact Bergerianums.
Yeah, it really is unique. It has almost like a lace leaf form of a trident. There's nothing else more lace leaf than Minoyatsubusa.
Maybe a little Kamigata-like somewhat?
It is very much like that. It has some bronze-colored new growth. Where this thing is amazing, though, that's underrated is for its fall color. I mean, it'll have yellows infused with oranges and reds.
I've had to get bold red late, so it changes a ton.
And so this plant is a really cool trident maple you need to have in your garden.
Typically more of a 5x5 ball shape. This one will get dense and full. Reminds you a little bit of some of those Kiyohime-like forms there. A little bit more of a globe shape overall as it gets out there. I've had it dome out when it gets older. An amazing plant though. Tough as nails. I mean, you trident growers know. This one's popular for bonsai. because it's tough as nails. You can beat it up with bonsai. You can put it in a big container. You can put it in a high heat environment. This one's going to work zones 5 through 9, and it's going to be on the upper scale for heat tolerance as well.
Now, on older specimens of these too, you get an added winter interest because the bark itself can get a nice, almost exfoliating appearance to it. Something that tree really shows off well on.
All right, let's keep the Buckholz intros rolling, y'all. We got Sparkling Arrow.
Guys, we got some Chamaecyparis nucatensis or capressus, whichever species you want to call it. This is a variegated form of green arrow called Sparkling Arrow.
Drop the sparkling wine, pour a little out. We got the Sparkling Arrow. It is amazing. This is a variegated form of green arrow, and it just doesn't disappoint. The colors on this one are outstanding. You get creamy yellows to whites. White's kind of early spring, kind of gets a little more creamy this time of the year. Outstanding color contrast on this one. Go watch our walk through the Buckholz Gardens. We walk up to the original specimen of this there. It's highlighted right beside the giant Maawa, so you know if it's beside the big Maawa, Talon loves it. One of his best introductions for conifers, and we're going to continue to offer this one as much as possible here at Mr. Maple.
Now guys, this one adds a lot of that vertical interest out there in the garden. It stays really tall, really narrow, and then you get the splash of variegation on top of that. So this thing brings it in the garden in so many different ways. You're going to love this tree. It's a tree that our employees often try to pick up here at Mr. Maple because they're like, man, what in the world is that? Even our employees that do boxes that don't really like plants, we're loading these off the truck from Buckholz Nursery, and he was like,
what the heck is that?
What is that, Tim? How much are those?
So, you're going to put that vertical interest in the garden, keep your eyes raising up. You know, put this near a red lace leaf. Even a basic Tamukiyama, this thing is going to look incredible beside that.
So guys, that was 10 of the 20 trees getting listed today. There's 10 more. And
let us know what your favorite of the 2 gallons are. I know everybody's going after those mystics, those hot blondes,
Rainbow?
those sweet Lucilles, rainbows. There's so much
Fairyhair?
I mean, there's all hitters, guys. It's all hitters from here on out.
Comment section below right now, which tree do you think is going to sell out the quickest today first?
I got a hint, and it might be a little mystical, but that one's already gone.
It could be Fairyhair.
It could be. There are ample sets of each of these guys.
What about
that will
Rainbow?
sell it quickly. Let us know in the comment section below what your favorite tree is. Also, hey, Maple Mafia, let us know in the comment section below if you're coming to our open house November 4th. Let us know. We'd love to get a roll call going. We're going to be doing some fun stuff for that. Let us know if you're coming. Now, if you're an international viewer, let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to see where you're watching from today. It's always fun. We can't ship to you guys, but we appreciate you subscribing, being part of that Maple Mafia, and just pushing this channel forward. We've been growing a ton, especially since the Buckholz news. You guys made that video go crazy viral for us. I really appreciate it. We're humbled and honored, to be able to do this, and it's big shoes to fill for us. And, it's a partnership with you guys. We really appreciate y'all continuing to support our channel and our business by shopping with us, and that allows us just to dream bigger and do more maple stuff.
Now, guys, remember, November 4th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You're going to want to be here early in the morning. It's an awesome time. We often also have a dinner the night before where we meet up with people and people come and eat at a restaurant. Check out our Mr. Maple Friends group on Facebook for more details on that. Y'all, there's going to be so many cool plants at this open house. You won't want to be anywhere else because there's going to be so many awesome plants.
Snow kittens.
Snow kittens?
What?
There's going to be so many awesome plants at the open house for sale, so you better be there.
Japanese princesses, bigger sizes.
What?
What? So we look forward to seeing y'all soon. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.